Hello everybody, Grizzly Pig here, welcome to today's episode. And in my last piece I was talking about how to get grade A military and stealth components, size 1, 2 and 3. I also mentioned I was busy making loads of money. I've been selling medals and anything else that belongs to me that's not screwed down, quite frankly. I managed to actually get enough money to buy a Constellation Phoenix, not this version that you're seeing here on this screen, but just the normal one. And since then I've saved up 106 million, and that's all just from selling medals and other stuff, guns, whatever it is that people want, through the Discord Star Citizen official in the marketplace tab. Pretty much the best place to find buyers for your stuff, and also to find sellers of stuff that you also might be interested in as well. Anyway, please check out my last video if you want to find out where to get all of those grade A components. Moving on though to today's topic, up here you see I've got a website. A lot of you might be familiar with this, but for newer players and those of you that just simply aren't aware of this website, I'm going to leave a link of it in the description. This website is literally the Bible for working out what ship you want to get next, what it's capable of, what components you can put it on. I'm going to show you around it, because I'm also going to use this to decide what ship I'm going to buy now with my 106 million that I've got. So when you open the website, you'll see something similar like this. If you're not familiar with it, a lot of it won't make sense, but we'll cover it and it will make sense after I've explained it to you, no problem. This is basically a ship loadout tab, but we're going to go over to the left right now and click on this ship symbol near enough at the top here, and this will take us to a roster of all ships currently available in the game pretty much. And you can scroll down, they're all in alphabetical order, and you can select any one of these, click load, and it will take you to the ship's page where you can alter its loadout. Let's click on the Corsair, for example. You can see up here the Corsair. Anyway, what I want to do is I want to sort the ships by a certain types. You can sort them by any number of metrics here along the top, as you can see. But if I take this tab right the way to the right hand side, you can see what ships cost for AUEC right here. And I'm going to click on this price tab, order it all with the most expensive ships at the top, because I've pretty much decided that with my money I'm going to be spending out big time. So we can see the most expensive ship in the game for AUEC here is the 890 Jump at 65 million, just over. And then we have the Hammerhead, 47.9 million. I'm definitely not going to buy this because this is not a solo ship. You need a full crew of people to make this one work, so that's not a viable option. Then we have the A2 Hercules at 44 million, just over. Very interesting ship. I'm really interested in getting this actually. I really like the look of it. It's got some nice firepower and a really good amount of cargo space. Then we have the Karak. I'm not really interested in this. I think it's lacking in firepower. Reclaimer, a very good ship at just over 30 million. Then we have the M2 Hercules, a cheaper version of the A2. And here we have the 600i. I actually did have the 27 million version of this and I lost it last wipe. That is very sad, but maybe I'll get another one. But today I'm not going to be purchasing that. And then we go down to some more cheaper examples here. Redeemer, Prowler, very nice ships indeed. But I'm going to click on the 890 Jump and see what it's got, because I'm very interested in buying this ship here. So when you get your ship loadout on the screen here, on the right hand side it's going to show you what ship it is, of course, and give you some vitals if you scroll down. The shield maximum, its turret DPS, stuff like that is going to be shown on the right here. Anything you alter on the ship's loadout will be expressed here. On the left we've got all of our guns, all of our PDCs, all of our remote turrets, man turrets, all that sort of thing. So usually the pilot controlled turrets are going to be expressed at the top here. This ship doesn't have any pilot controlled turrets. That might be an issue for us, but I still want to give it a go anyway, because if you scroll down here you can see that we have M2C Swarm. These are PDCs, so basically auto turrets that are going to do all the work for you. It's got 7 of them, which is the same as a Polaris, I do believe, so that's a selling point for this ship. We have 2 remote turrets, one at the bottom, one at the top, and each of those turrets has twin CF Panthers right there, size 3, so we could probably swap these out for NDBs if we wanted to. That's very nice. Then we have some missile turrets right here, and then we have 2 manned turrets, both rocking twin size 4, a bit more powerful than the remote turrets at size 4, so they're both very nice as well. So this is definitely a ship that is going to be very good for multi-crew. And here, for example, if I click on the Panther at the top, I can search and swap out the guns as I want to. I can even search NDB, and we can see that we can put NDB 30 on it, and any changes to the power requirement is shown on this right hand column just left of the ship's vital statistics. You can see the power distribution. You can actually even alter it to express how you would tweak it when you are playing. In general, I'll probably have no coolers. The shield on this thing is absolutely huge at 1,000,000 HP, so I probably wouldn't worry about taking the regen up to the max. I would probably rather go full guns and then the rest into thrusters possibly, and then if I am panicking and need shield, I can take it out and put the extra 2 into regeneration, because that's all those last 2 pips are for. You can see your signature, that's your cross section, your electromagnetic and your infrared, and you can also see your ammo and regen efficiency at the top left here on your guns as well. So if you want to ramp that up to the max, you could quite simply take a gun offline, leave it empty, and you should see that bar go up, so you can maximize your efficiency that way. I have done that with my Corsair before where I wanted maximum efficiency, so I've altered the guns. There's a number of ways of doing this. You can even just change a CF to a ballistic gun, for example. That also works if it's on a man turret that you don't use that often because you use your ship mostly for solo. One downside I can see with this ship is it's got extremely low HP for a ship of its size, 153,000, which is a fraction of what the Polaris has. So this is pretty much a Temu Polaris, that's very clear. And all of these components here in the middle, you can see we have the shields, the power plants, the coolers, the quantum drive, that sort of thing, all expressed in the middle. We actually cannot change these, so you can see there's a lock symbol there. We can do the power plant though. However, these parts are not realistically possible to get. So any customization we make to this ship is pretty much going to be on the weapons right here. You can see with the weapons, if I'm searching through these parts and I want to change them, there is a little green trolley icon here. If it has that, it means that you can buy it from a ship shop. If it is grey, it means that you have to go out and find it in the world somewhere. NDBs you have to go to, Obituary for example. If we click on dominance, we can see it's selected because of the blue bar on the left there. This box here in the middle on the right, it shows us dominance. It shows us all the statistics for it, the burst damage, sustained DPS, alpha damage, all that sort of stuff. But if we scroll right down, it shows you, if we click on this tab here, that we can buy it from Stanton shops, and this one can only be bought from Lawville at HD Showcase. So quite simply there, not only can you set your ship loadout using this website, you can actually find out where to buy the guns and stuff like that as well. Deadbolt, we'll just check that. We can buy it from Centre Mass in New Babbage, Crusader showroom in Orison as well. So very simple, amazing site. I'll leave it in the description as I say. Anyway, that's that. Just before I leave here now, I'm going to just check and see that we can buy the 890 jump from either Area 18 or New Deal in Lawville. So I'm going to head over to Lawville now. Let's go back into the game. So we got ourselves over to New Deal in Lawville, and here we can see the 890 jump as promised by the website. We're also checking out a couple of other ships. The Guardian is one that I'm very much interested, but I'm waiting for the new update because I believe there's going to be a version of the Guardian from Wicklow. We have the M2 Hercules. It's a cheaper version of the A2, so just having a little look at that. That's a really nice looking ship, as I did say before. I do apologise for the camera. It's a bit zoomed in. I didn't correct it after my last video, unfortunately, so just going to try and make do with it. I think it's not going to be a big problem. Anyway, sadly, I haven't got enough money to buy the A2 Hercules, so I'm not going to pop over to Area 18 right now and do that, but maybe next time. So there we are, 65 million down. We're going to our hangar because I've just summoned the 890 jump, and wow, look at this thing. It is absolutely huge. Very unique looking ship, very crisp, very neat and clean looking from the outside. So we're just gone to the back now. Just cut the footage because it takes me so long to get to the back here, but we're trying to call the elevator, and there we go. It has just come down, and we're going to have a quick little tour of the ship here. I'm going to timestamp this video so you can go to the points that are relevant to you here, but all we're going to do is look around the ship, take it out for a little spin, do a couple of missions on it, and that's pretty much it. See what we're capable of on this ship. The elevator shaft here is absolutely gigantous. I'm hoping it's going to take us right up near the bridge because that will just make this ship a whole lot better. I really believe in giving points to a ship if it's easy to get around. So Inside here we've got some plants. This is definitely a very posh design ship here. Docking collars to the right and the left. This is definitely a class above the Polaris when it comes to the interior design. Look at this little lobby area, looking very beautiful. Let's check out all the areas. So we'll go down the front here. What is in these doors here? So it looks like we have escape pods here. Hopefully never have to use them. Let's get back out of here and go through into this room, and we can see we have got a nice hot tub right here, but I'm not really dressed for this, so we'll give this a miss for now. Let's try and get out if I can. There we go. So that's the left side. Let's check out the right side. I'm sure this is going to be a common thing, left and right side, checking out, see if there's any differences. We've got our shower rooms there and also some sauna rooms. Absolute luxury here. It's like a giant space spa, this thing, and we have elevator shafts to the right and to the left, pretty symmetrical right there. Right at the front we have a swimming pool. I'm sure that when the gameplay loop for chauffeuring around celebrities comes into the game, that this is going to fetch us lots of tips. I can definitely imagine Donald Trump absolutely loving this. So we're back out in the foyer right now. We're going to go up the stairs and check out this midsection right here. Nice little sculpture in the middle. Elevators again here to the left and the right, and go through this door. And this looks like it is the guest suite right here. And I'm guessing, because nothing gets past me, that we have got a guest suite on the other side as well. Wow, how did we know that? And then we've got our little personal shower room right here. Absolutely beautiful. If this was real life, I'd absolutely want one of these ships. Amazing looking. Really impressed so far about the look. And here we have a bar area. Oh, it's almost like a nightclub here actually. It's a flying nightclub. And then right up the front here we have the conference room, for place where all the business is done on the ship right here, because anyone that rides this thing needs to make money somehow, and having lots of meetings is how you make money, of course. So let's head back to the foyer area and go up to the top, up the front again, and let's just see what's behind this door. This is going to be the bridge, and we basically have 3 seats here. We have the main pilot's seat in the middle, and we also to the left and right have seats. We have the remote turrets right here that give us access to the size 3 guns, and on the left side we have our missile seat right there as well. So although we can't use guns from the pilot seat, extra points for having those seats right directly next to the pilot seat, because it makes it a little bit easier to solo. We're going to head down the back now and check out the docking collars quickly before we go right down the bottom to the crew area and check out the cargo holds and stuff like that. So here we go. Not much to see here, but it looks very nice. It's a beautiful ship, and these docking collars are straight and simple, one on each side. What more can you ask for? So I accidentally went out of the ship there. That elevator just takes you out. There's no other place for it to go. But if we want to get down to the cargo hold, then we just go back to these circle glass elevators right here. Any of these floors at the front will do. So you can see it's actually a pretty easy ship to work your way around. These elevators will take you to all 3 floors. That's the bridge basically, the middle spa area, and the floor we're now going to go down to the hangar access and see what's down there, because I think there's going to be some interesting goodies for us to check out. So straight off, and let's just go down this direction here, and you can see we have a cargo hold. I believe this one goes down, so we can load all of our booty from below and then send it back up, and this is where it will be. So that's that one. I'm pretty sure we're going to get lost down here. The upstairs was actually very simple to get around. Pretty much a central foyer and everything comes off there. So that was really nice. We've got a ladder there that takes us up to the 1st floor. And now we're going to check what's through this door. So a lot of nothing down here, just escape pods from the looks of things here. No need for that, at least not for now. And in this little room in the middle here, you can see we have some more remote seats. And actually this is a main pilot seat right here. Not really much use to us, to be honest with you, because you can't really see out the window or see anything you can do here, and well, not much more to say about that. Let's get out of here. Another elevator. We're in a canteen area where the crew members are going to eat, and that's their living space. Nice little living area right here. Happy crew, safe journey, as they say. And now let's leg it all the way down to the front here. And this is a very interesting room because you can see that this is the ship hangar where we can fit easily at least 2, maybe 3 little fighters in here, but also it doubles up as a basketball pitch. And right at the front here, there is a turret. That is our man turret, size 4, and the other one, the bottom one, is just under the basketball net right there as well, and that's also size 4. Another very nice little room right here, and right in the middle we're going to see that we actually have a med bed. So this is actually a big up for this ship. Set your spawn here, you can heal up your water, your HP and your nourishment. So you can definitely see this is quite comparable to the Polaris, aside from this having a lot lower hull HP and less firepower as well. Let's check out this hangar door. But before we do, let's just go in this turret here just to show you what this looks like, the view here. So I believe this comes with M6As on these turrets here, 2 of them per seat. One downside to this, if you are solo, is that these are nowhere near the bridge. So if you want to hop in these, it's quite simply not a viable option if you're solo in this ship. But if you've got multiple crew members, this is going to be the first gun that they're going to want to get in because this is the most powerful turret gun. The remote ones near the pilot seat are size 3s, not size 4s. Anyway, back to the hangar, and we're going to send this up here, and you'll see this is actually a very interesting design because what's going to happen is anyone that's playing basketball is now going to have to stop because the hangar door is opening and this whole section is going to lift up, which is amazing because that just basically means that if you want to get a ship in here, you don't actually have to fly it in here, you can land it on top of the 890 jump and then just lower the ships back down again. Absolutely beautiful design, better than the Polaris in my opinion at least. And there you can see we're on top of the ship as well, which is quite cool. We can look into the conference room right there, and we can go all the way around the back of the ship if you really want to as well, have a good look around. Anyway, we're getting back into the bridge now because we are going to take this ship out for a ride. We're going to do a 135k orange mission. But first of all, let's get out the hangar. The view's quite nice. Again, apologies for the view here. It's a little bit zoomed in, but it's a really nice view out here. Nothing really in the way. And the HUD is a really beautiful design. Transparent display screens right there, 4 of them as well. Everything's very simple and not too cluttered at all as far as the display is concerned. So absolutely beautiful ship when we're pulling out, just going into F4 mode right here, and it looks kind of like a giant luxury door wedge. I'm just going to head back to Microtech now because I've got missions to finish up. It was actually just a mission where I had to search the 4 beacons, so I'm not actually going to show that. We're going to cut ahead once we get there, and we're going to start a brand new mission. As you can see, we've got just a regular warp animation there, but it looks pretty cool in warp. So here we are, brand new 135k orange patrol mission, and we're going to see how quickly we can get into the 20km range. It's pretty quick. It's obviously a lot more sluggish to yaw and roll and maneuver and all that stuff than the Corsair or anything in its class, but it is not really a problem using this thing at all. I really quite like the control of this here. So the reason I chose 135k mission is because we actually get quite a lot of targets, and we are on a neutralized target objective, which is exactly what I'd hoped for. So they're all going to come for us. We're going to see how the ship fares, whether the shield's going to hold out, whether we're going to be able to take a beating from the ships with ballistic guns, that kind of thing. This is not going to be the quickest experience here with this ship, because what I want to do is actually take a bit of a view on how the PDCs react. So I want to sort of go kind of AFK and just have a little look around here and see what the PDCs are doing. And straight away, as soon as we get close, you can see the PDCs are getting straight to work. So for this exercise, I am just going to let the PDCs crack on there, but anything freelancer size or above, the PDCs are sadly not going to attack, but they do take on the Vanguard, so that's really good news. So it looks here like we've got 2 PDCs on the underside, one at the front, one at the back, and then the rest of them are on the top. That's 5. 1 on the nose, 2 in the middle, and 2 at the back. And they're not incredibly strong, but because there are 7 of them, they actually do some pretty decent work. I did mention that I have a Constellation Phoenix that comes with 1 PDC. It honestly is not something that you should buy the Phoenix for, quite frankly, because they do such little damage that just 1 of them is not good enough. You do actually need 7 to be making any kind of damage whatsoever. But yet they're super effective against the small ships, 100%. And our shield seems to be holding out pretty good. No doubt we are taking some hull damage, of course, because there are some ballistics hitting us. And also ships are crashing into us as well, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but that's also going to cause damage to our hull also. So I just skipped ahead here because the last couple of ships are going down. You can see a Cutlass just went down there. And we're going to have to swap over to a turret to finish off the 2 larger ships here. You can see we had a Freelancer just go by us and the PDCs are not targeting them. So let's hop on here and fire off these Panthers that we have as part of the ship's default loadout. And they're pretty decent. I mean, it's pretty easy to shoot ships with this auto gimbal mode here. So that's quite nice, but I'm probably going to change these guns out for NDB 30s most likely, because I think that that's just the sweet spot. The bullet speed is a little bit lower, but the DPS ultimately is going to be higher, so that will be nice to get on here. And realistically, what I would do in a usual situation is hop on this turret straight away. I wouldn't do it the way I've just done it now. That was just for experimental purposes. So these missions will be, of course, a lot quicker. What I do is jump in this seat and target the Freelancers or anything that size, so that the PDCs are taking on the small ships and I'm just worried about the bigger ships. So that's pretty much it. I did manage to find an ace pilot on one of the sections of a mission that I was doing here, and we're just going to go out and see how easy it is to get to him, because that is kind of a big deal when doing these missions, like how quickly you can get out of the ship to loot the pilot body. So it's already taken us nearly 10 seconds to get to the elevator, and this elevator shaft is absolutely huge, so this is going to be another 10 seconds going down. And then quite stupidly, the ace pilot I positioned at the front of the ship, and this elevator, I remember, is at the bottom on the underside. So if you do want to line your ship up, it's probably better to try and get the ace pilot underneath the ship at the back near the elevator, and that's going to save you time. It's not the worst thing that it takes so long to get out of the ship, but time wasted is money wasted at the end of the day. The ship can tank any damage that you are going to be taking while looting the pilot. But as you can see, positioning the ace pilot is really important because the ship is so long. You don't want to swim further than you need to. But there we go, guys. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment if you found this interesting or useful. Just going to check out this body quickly before we go and see if we've got a medal. This seems to be a lot more common now. And we have got ourselves a cartography medal right there, so that's very nice. And we take the helmet too. Next video, I promise I won't have the camera zoomed in, so thanks for bearing with me on that one, guys. And I will see you all next time.